Everyone says they're in favor, but Yi Jin says she's not the type of person who can live with debts, then attacks from the top of the building with an arrow, which ends up missing the mantis. Determined to finish the job, our boy jumps, ready to deliver a fatal blow, then drives his shield straight into the monster's head, which stops resisting and collapses to the ground. Mouth wide open, Hyung calls Hyolmin's attention and asks if he's absolutely sure that his friend awakened as a tanker. The day ends and night falls on the battlefield. We see the team leader asking everyone to hurry so they can get out of there quickly, since even knowing everyone is tired, if they stay too long, other monsters might end up showing up. Heck listens carefully while cleaning the green slime off his shield. Hyolmin approaches and asks if he's ever used that before. Confused, the boy asks what he's referring to. Explaining, the young man says he's talking about hyperperception because he knows he used it in tough fights back in school. Our boy doesn't answer, and his friend says there's no way he never used it after everything he did earlier. Then asks if the boy is okay, since he used to get headaches after using the skill. Putting away his shield, the protagonist says he's fine and that it's probably because of the awakening. His friend says that he really is very lucky and owes him a beer, which must be drunk that night with no excuses. Seeing his phone ringing, Huck says it'll have to be another day because he needs to spend time with his siblings. Catching him by surprise, Hyung approaches and asks who he is and if he really awakened the day before, since there's no way someone could fight like that being just a rookie tanker. Turning around, the boy says maybe. Worried, Hyolmin tries to stop him from saying something stupid, but the boy simply says that since the situation was dire, maybe he released so much adrenaline that his strength became superhuman. Convinced it's a lie, the man asks if the boy really expects him to fall for that story. Our boy then decides to stay silent. The leader turns to the other members and says there's something he'd like to tell everyone, then states that on that day, Huck defeated a mantis alone but is not officially registered yet. So even though it was an emergency, if anyone finds out, the whole team could suffer consequences. That's why everyone must keep their mouths shut and not tell anyone about what happened that day. The archer smiles in relief at Hyung's words. Laughing, the other two guys say they're not stupid and will take what happened to the grave. Surprised, our boy calls the man, but he thanks him, leaving him more confused than before. Explaining, the leader says that if it weren't for him, everyone there would be dead, and that's why. He'll include him in the profit distribution as a tanker, of course. Mouth wide open, the boy asks if that doesn't mean the others will receive less than they expected. Haisu approaches and says he's right but knows that no one would complain. Smiling, she says that in any case, if someone does, the boy should let her know, because she'll immediately stop healing whoever is against it. Our boy's phone rings again and he says he needs to answer. Curious, the girl asks if it's his girlfriend. Smiling, the boy denies it and says it's just his siblings. But we find out he's lying because the one calling is the association, which leaves him intrigued because he has no idea why they are trying to contact him. We are taken to the association building. Inside a room, the boy asks why his test was moved forward. Responding, Jae-hoon says it's because the hunters dispatched to Thailand are returning that night. Not understanding, the boy asks what that has to do with anything. The man then explains that a C-rank monster appeared in Bangkok a week ago, which made hunters from other places be dispatched. But in that mission, Korea scored higher than Japan. So naturally, the association is focusing its attention on that. Thinking, Hyuk concludes that they just want to get rid of him quickly, stating out loud that he's ready to begin while the man apologizes for the change in plans. Explaining the test, Jae-hoon says it will be conducted as a simulated battle in a virtual combat room. Suddenly, a monster starts being generated in front of the boy, and he realizes it's similar to the simulation room before the regression. Interrupting his thoughts, the doctor warns that the monster he will face is a Xerus F rank and the test will last 1 hour. So the longer he holds out, the more points he earns. Looking back, the man asks the others if everything is ready. In a room with him are Hyung, a guy with glasses, and a woman with long hair. The three of them will be the judges for the test. Nodding, the tanker confirms that everyone is ready and the test can begin. Speaking again to the protagonist, Jae-hoon announces that the test has started. We see the monster charging straight at the boy, while he thinks about the information he received about the high-ranking hunters arriving at the association. Putting his shield in front of his body, he decides to begin an attack, causing the monster to retreat backward. Thinking again, Hyuk concludes that he needs to take the opportunity